Peculiars, it's me, Amanda, the Peculiar Brunette, and today we're going to be talking about November's full Beaver Moon. Now, remember, this monthly moon series is meant to be a general overview for each month. If you want specifics for the year that we're in, make sure and click on the blog post in the description down below, and that'll give you anything if there's like eclipse or a super moon or anything like that. Also, remember to sign up for the Magical Monday newsletter so you can stay updated on all things peculiar. And let's jump in. Depending on your spiritual practice, you might see November's Beaver Moon as kind of the start of a new year. We've left behind the season of Samhain, that's the last harvest. It's kind of considered these new beginnings. We're headed into winter, a whole new start of transitions. It's okay to let go of ideas that we wanted to have happen this year and they just didn't quite work out. You might be feeling those kind of same themes yourself. Letting go of bad habits, negative thoughts, or just things that didn't work out, and looking ahead forward for like what you can do better for this next year, or what you, maybe if you want to even change who you've been and who you are, maybe setting better boundaries, maybe better communications with people, all those kinds of things. Any goals that you might have, we're starting to look ahead to those and see how those might work for you now. Embrace this new season while letting go of these impediments that are holding you back. I discussed this a little bit more in depth in the September moon video, but September, October, and November's moons can change a little bit per each year, depending on whichever moon ends up being the harvest moon. So whichever moon, October or September, whichever moon lands closest to the autumn equinox, that moon will be the harvest moon, which can affect November's moon's name. Now, whichever moon lands exactly after the harvest moon will always be the hunter's moon. So if the harvest moon landed in October, that would make November's moon the hunter's moon. If it's not, if September's moon was the harvest moon, October's moon was the hunter's moon, then November's moon will be the beaver moon. Now, November's moon is named after the diligent beaver who's working hard, storing food for the winter, building up their dams, and basically just trying to prepare for winter. Now, don't be deceived. That does not mean that the beaver does not continue working all winter long. It's just that they're trying to prepare everything for the winter season ahead. Now, some people believe that the reason it's named the Beaver Moon is because typically back in the day in November was when beavers were hunted for their thick pelts, which humans were using to help them get through the winter as well. Their fur is waterproof and oily, and it was really valued. The Beaver Moon's spiritual meaning symbolizes the beaver's ability to be the architects and creators of their own life, which I think is something we can all strive to be. Now, November's moon does have some alternative names, so let's go ahead and jump into those now. All right, so we've got the little winter moon, which is from the Tunica tribe, so it has Native American origins. There's also the morning moon. Now, this is if November's moon is the last full moon before the winter solstice. It's known as the morning moon. There's also the milk moon, which this is pre-colonial from South Africa. There's also the leaf fall moon. This is from the Catawba tribe, so it has Native American origins. There's also the darkest depths moon, which has Celtic origins. Moving inside for winter moon, which is from the Kalapuya tribe, which makes it have Native American origins. There's, for Norse origins, it's either the slaughter or the butcher month. And lastly, we have the much white frost on grass. This has Native American origins from the Algonquin tribe. All right, let's jump into the Beaver Moon spiritual correspondences. Now, the Beaver Moon spiritual intentions and meanings are for protection, release, cleansing, empathy, transformation, and preparation for the winter season ahead. The colors are midnight blue, dark purple, sage green, and gray. However, I'd always encourage you to follow any colors that are locally seasonally to you. Since we're wrapping up everything from this year as we're looking forward towards the next year, really think about the intentions and goals that are important for you to wrap up this year before we head into the next year, so that you can get everything done and finished as you move ahead. That way you don't have any negative or draining energy, just projects that you wished were done as you're trying to head into the new year. You're not being held back by them as you move into the next year. I know I keep referring back to the self-reflection, but that's because it really makes a difference if you sit and feel your goals, if that makes sense. So I've been self-reflecting on this last year a lot. And like I said, I had some things that didn't work out for me this year. But when I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about what I want to do next year and the goals that I want to do, if I'm sitting there and I'm feeling it and thinking about it, I can feel that anxiety, or I can feel the excitement or sadness or whatever it is that I'm feeling when I'm thinking about that goal or thinking about that intention or what I want my life to look like. And that helps me decide what I actually really want to do. Because if I think, oh, okay, well, what if I decide not to do that goal or intention? Sometimes it feels freeing. I feel so light because of it. And that's a good indicator for me that that's maybe not a goal that's that important to me. Am I letting myself down, or am I letting other people down really? And I start thinking about why it is that that's a goal or intention of mine in the first place. I think November's Beaver Moon is a really important time to kind of take that self-reflection and think about those as we head forward. All right, I hope that you found that video helpful. I hope that you really enjoy celebrating November's Beaver Moon. Lots of love to you. And remember, as always, stay peculiar. Now, don't be conceived, or no, Don't be deceived. Now, don't be deceived. Conceived. Don't be conceived. So the Beaver Moon of November helps us start to begin. I like begin better.
Get comfortable. Oh, okay.
So you can see update on all things peculiar. I botched it.
Okay. Okay.
So the Beaver Moon.
He told you.
I don't like that. And that's if, okay, so hold on, let me explain that. Now, the Beaver's Moon name is, so the Beaver Moon of November. So the full Beaver Moon of November, Beaver Moon of November helps us. Now, the name Beaver's Moon always sounds dirty. Like, there's just no way around it. It sounds dirty. But, this is just like a whole video of errors. Just like bloopers for the end. Good Lord.